Hello and welcome back to recreating The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past inside of Minecraft. It's the end of the month again, so let's create some features for our ongoing recreation. We'll be making one more video on the items, that being a video about a bonus feature, enchanted items, but that's for next time. So for now we're going to add in 3 new enemies: Terrorpin, Deadrock and Rope. Why did I choose these enemies specifically? Well, I love all their mechanics and the way I added them to Minecraft, so I thought I'd cover them in one video. Let's start with Terrorpin. In A Link to the Past, Terrorpin is a unique enemy in my opinion when it comes down to his functionality. This enemy is invulnerable in a normal phase since his back, which must be made of an undiscovered chemical element that cannot be destroyed by a hammer, a fireball or literal fucking magic, is protecting him. To damage him, you'll need to flip him on its back, which you can accomplish by slamming the hammer near him. This will make him bounce up a tad as well. After that, you can hit his vulnerable belly until he flips over again himself. When Terrorpin is flipped over, he can also no longer move around. To add this to Minecraft, we use an armor stand for the custom models and animations, and a silverfish for the AI and hitbox that gets linked to the armor stand I talked about previously. The enemy has 2 states, a flipped and a non-flipped state. In the non-flipped state, the enemy follows the AI of the silverfish, is invulnerable and shows a walking animation. In the flipped state, Terrorpin stops moving, is vulnerable and shows the same walking animation but upside down, making it look like he's helplessly shaking his little feet. We'll also make the enemy bounce up a little using NBT motion to add the transition between the 2 states. The models for Terrorpin were not done by Reeves, but by a new primary member of our team, Finn, who I'll be calling Finn from now on, and I probably also completely butchered his name. He told us he was good at modeling, and he proved that by making Terrorpin his first model. Progress is now speeding up on the enemy modeling side, so let's check out this first enemy in-game. Alright, so let's show off Deadrock first. So, right, again, you have to summon it with a command, like always. And if I sound a little weird, it's because I just went to the dentist, but anyway. Terrorpin is probably one of my favorite enemies in like the last few videos. So I'm playing on like a pre-release experimental version right now. So if you hear like an armor sound every time I get damaged, that's a bug. And Mojang has to fix that. Like this. Yeah, I don't know why it happens, but Mojang, fix your shit because it's kind of terrible. But anyway, let's slap this hammer. And there we go. So as you can see, that was a little bouncing animation, and I'm not gonna hit it right now. There we go. And when it like gets back up on its feet, it also has a little smaller bouncing animation, and it's waggling its little feet in complete fucking anguish. Okay, so you can't damage it when it's like this, of course, but now I'm gonna actually damage him, so we're gonna flip it, and now we can damage him. Now as you can see, he does still have like gravity when he's on the floor, because obviously when you slap the shit out of someone, even if they're on their back, they're still gonna fly around. The annoying part about this is that I'm doing this in a grassy area, and when an enemy is in grass, you can't like hit them for some reason. See, what the fuck? Should be dead in a few hits. Yeah, okay, there we go. So this enemy is pretty easy to kill. I don't think there's doesn't pose much of a challenge. But what if you try to summon a few of them? Let's try that right now. And they also don't really deal that much damage. They do like half a heart to like 1 heart every single time. I'm like falling way too many now. They're kind of getting into one another, but the coolest part about this is that when you slam the ground, all 4 of them are gonna go up. Look at that. That's just satisfying. Okay, it dropped. It dropped an arrow. Oh, you dropped magic. Oh, come on. Oh yes, for that. So that is Terrorpin. I really hope you like this one. I think the mechanic is really cool, and let's get back to recorded Casper. Deadrock is another enemy with a cool functionality. Not only that, but it also looks hella savage. This guy is on one hand very smart, because when you damage him, he can turn into stone to become temporarily invulnerable, but he's also kind of a fucking idiot, because he unstones himself afterwards, meaning you can eventually deal the finishing blow. If I were him, I'd stay stoned at all times when a player came nearby, but we're not questioning the way Ganon educates his minions here. In Minecraft, this mechanic is a simple one to recreate. Like Terrorpin, we will give Deadrock 2 states indicated using a scoreboard objective. In the normal state, Deadrock uses the Silverfish AI to follow the player and damage them. In the stone state, Deadrock is frozen in place, invulnerable, and he has a different model. It's basically the exact opposite of Terrapin's behavior. I also added some sound effects and a bit of shaking for when he unstones after a set amount of time. The models were created by Reeves. Let's kill this savage man. Alright, so let's show off Deadrock. So once again, model created by Reeves. And he told me that for this model he was inspired by, you know, the more modern models for Deadrock, and also he like sent a picture of a Charmander from Pokemon model in Discord as a reference, which I guess I can see the correlation there. It definitely does remind me a little bit of Charmander, but I really like that he went with a different color here, because the actual Deadrock in the game is kind of more an orange color, but it chose a little bit pink here, which I really like. And another detail is that the animation is really fast. It's quite fast. It's like I think 3 ticks per frame, which once again, like, it shows that he's like angrily stomping on the ground while he's chasing you. Now in the game, I know that he doesn't actually like chase you around. He kind of just moves sporadically in random directions until he like accidentally hits you on the Death Mountain. But I think it's better this way in Minecraft, because otherwise it would just be way too easy. We might also change that later. Oh shit. So if we hit it right now, it turns into stone, and it has a little sound effect, and we can walk all around, and eventually he unstones himself, which is what I called it in my coding. Now he also deals quite a lot of damage. As you can see, he dealt 2 hearts, full hearts of damage there, which is quite a lot for an enemy like this. So immediately when he takes damage, he will stun himself. Even if I like use one of my other items like my bow, he turns into stone like that. And to kill him off at the end here, let's use the Quake Medallion, and there you go. So that is Deadrock. I really like this enemy. I especially like the model that Reeves made. I hope you enjoyed too, and let's get back to Record with Casper. I never really understood why Nintendo named a cobra snake Rope, but here we are. Like in real life, ropes are pretty stupid fucking idiots. They can't see shit and only chase the player if they get really close. If the player isn't close, the rope will instead follow a random cardinal directional path. This means we can once again differentiate 2 states for the developing of this enemy. Starting to see a pattern in this video yet? The first state is the inactive one. There is no player nearby, so Rope just goes either forward, backward, right or left. He does one of these moves for a short amount of time and then randomly chooses a different one. If he encounters a wall, the Rope will choose a different direction, just like in A Link to the Past. If a player gets in a radius of Rope, Rope will change to his other state, the hunting state. In the hunting state, Rope will chase the player for a set amount of time. This time is stored using a scoreboard. If the player stays in the Rope's view, this timer will never go down, but as soon as they get away, the timer will start going down. When it eventually reaches 0, Rope will go back to his inactive state. This time, the enemy is vulnerable in both states. The player following bit in the hunting state is simply accomplished by using the Silverfish AI. The model was once again a collaboration between Reeves and Finn, so let's check out this final enemy in-game. Alright, so next up is the Rope enemy. Once again summoning it with a command, and I should probably summon it away so that I don't immediately trigger the hunting phase. So let's do positions and do it a couple of blocks away. Oh, I see it, okay, here he is. So the reason why I didn't see him is because it was following a linear pattern, and obviously when he encounters a wall, he's gonna flip around 180, so it can kind of get stuck in walls. But as soon as I get close, I mean, he has to see me, but there we go, he's going to start chasing me. And he has a pretty small but still a noticeable animation. His head shakes around a little and his body kind of snakes around. I don't know what you want to say. Anyway, I can try to kill it right now. And I'm pretty sure this one dies in about 2 hits, so yeah, there we go. It's a pretty weak enemy, because it appears immediately in the castle dungeon thing, when you try to save Zelda, and you go to the sanctuary, so it has to be a pretty low tier enemy. So I want to summon it like here so that you can take a look at the linear pattern, because it was stuck in a fucking wall before. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, the linear pattern chooses a random direction, and when it faces me and I get close, it's gonna start chasing me like that. And that is the rope enemy. I hope you enjoyed, and let's get back to record with Casper. And there we have it, another month, another video, and another 3 enemies coded in. As I mentioned before, in the next video we'll be coding in the enchanted item versions. There's about 9 items that have special upgraded versions which I'd love to show off in that one video. After that, we'll be focusing on adding as many enemies per video as possible. We also want to show off one semi-completed dungeon before September of 2023. For now, thank you for watching, and remember to stay safe.